So everybody, thank you for joining me on Choosing Happy, number 9. Yay, we've made it to number 9. How does it get any better than that? So for those that have just popped on for the very first time and don't know what Choosing Happy is all about, it's basically just acknowledging that choosing happy is a choice that you have available anytime, no matter what's going on in your world. It's also about the iHappy app that you can get from iTunes. And it's basically all about clearing statements from Access Consciousness. So if you'd like to know more about Access Consciousness, please go to accessconsciousness.com. The founder of Access is Gary Douglas and the co-founder is Dr. Dan here. Again, you'll find all about them and the magic that they're creating on this planet on accessconsciousness.com. The other thing that we'll be doing is maybe there's more than one of me. The other thing that I'll be sharing with you is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And what that is, it sounds like this: right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. It's a mouthful. It means a lot of stuff. Stuff I know and stuff I can't even perceive yet, but it works. It's like a magic wand. So what we do in Access is it's all about asking the questions, not really coming to a conclusion or an answer. And so we ask a question like, what would it take to have more ease, joy and glory today? And then we say, whatever does not allow that, so we're talking to the energies, whatever energies, points of views, experiences, things that happen in lifetimes or whatever it is, we're asking for the energy to come up. So whatever that is, we now destroy and uncreate it all. And then we use the clearing statement. If you'd like to know more about the clearing statement, I highly recommend that. Please go to theclearingstatement.com and you'll find out all about it. But because we've only got half an hour, I think we should just get on to it. So wherever you're at today, if you are having the best morning, awesome. How does it get any better and juicier than that, right? But if you're not so great right now, what would it take for that to change right away with ease? And also, if things are really great, what would it take for even more of that to show up and to expand it? What are the infinite possibilities? So everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, let's get to this iHappy app, and I will be doing some need clearings as well. I spoke about them last week, and Gail and myself, we tend to go out. Gail's a friend of mine, dear friend of mine. We go out at least once a week and read the access manuals and come up with our own clearings and bounce off each other, and it's so much fun. And we just had a really big kind of what are the spaces and places where we're running need? But we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so this is from the iHappy app. What if everything you bought is true from others actually isn't? What if there is something that is true for you that is different from all of that? What if I told you that you already know what it is? You know what is true for you. You always have, and you always will. Would you be willing to step into that knowing now? Right now. So everything and all that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. What would it take to perceive and receive the uniqueness and greatness of me? So of you. What would it take to perceive, receive the greatness and uniqueness of you? Anything that's not allowing that, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod or poc, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. If you don't have anything to fight against, how would you know that you are having a life? So everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. One of the things that I hear Gary saying often is that this reality is really based and functions from trauma, drama, upset and intrigue. So if it feels light for you today, again, another tool of Access is if it's light, it's true for you, and if it's heavy, it's a lie. So if it feels light for you today, maybe be in the 10 seconds about that. Any sort of trauma, drama or upset or intrigue that's in your reality right now, What if you didn't pay it any attention? What if you just said, you know what, not today. I don't choose that today. I choose ease, joy, and glory. Because happiness is a choice, right? Okay. Or don't. You know, stay miserable, whatever. It's your choice, which is really cool, isn't it? It's great that you've got a choice. It's great that we've got choices. Okay, if I choose this, is it going to create more peace? Or if I choose this, it's not going to create peace. Have an awareness of your choices. So one of the things that I love, again, what Gary and Dane talk about is, if I choose this or do this or create this, what will be created? And really sort of go to the energy of that. And if the energy is that of the life that you're choosing, awesome. But if you go into what will be created if I make this phone call or take this action that goes heavy or it just feels a bit, what if? You can in that moment go, okay, cool. I just perceived that energy. I'm not choosing that. What else is possible that I haven't considered yet? So everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, hormone, shorts, boys and beyonds. So universe, what contribution can you provide today that will create infinite abundance, oneness, and grace? Everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, hormone, shorts, boys and beyonds. What do I love about blaming rather than creating? So when I first read that years ago, in Access we talk about wedgies, and it's kind of like, you know, opening a door for infinite possibilities and putting a little wedge in there. So it's always open, it's always there in your psyche, and it kind of, you know, gets you like, until you create change with it. So one of the things in Access we talk about is the distractor implants. And for example, blame, shame, regret, and guilt are some of the distractor implants. So we can sometimes choose blaming others, blaming situations, blaming economies. But rather than getting into the distractor implant, one that distracts you to keep on going, oh, it'll all be different if, you know, my ex-partner, or as I said, the government, or my boss, or, you know, everyone else's fault. And when that happens, what you can do is just ask for all the distractor implants that are holding that in place to be destroyed and uncreated. So guys, if you're running any distractor implants right now, especially in relation to blame rather than creating, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. This is from Dane. The first conclusion you come to around any particular situation is what will create the reality of that situation. So again, you know, one of the things I love hearing that Gary says is when someone gets up, you know, to ask a question on the mic and they just basically just share all their conclusions. And he says, you know, honey, where's the question in that? Or what is the actual question? So, you know, what if you started to practice that muscle rather than, you know, why is this happening to me? You know, go into question about it. You know, what would it take to change? What awareness is here that I'm not perceiving yet? What else is possible here? What could I create here? What energy, space, and consciousness am I being that if I would be it, would, you know, create change with these right away? All that sort of stuff. So the very first conclusion that you come to, like, oh, you know, I'm feeling sad because of this. Well, then you just locked yourself in. So instead of saying, oh, I'm feeling sad or grumpy or angry because of this, conclusion, you know, city, basically, what if you actually just said, okay, who does this belong to? So in Access, we have lots of yummy tools, and who does this belong to basically comes from that basically 98% plus of all your thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't actually belong to you. You've actually bought them as true from someone else. It's a very small percentage where it's been created. We're getting lots of yummy messages. Thank you. I do look at them, and especially when I finish, I read them. So thank you so much. Okay, I don't even know where I was because that was a really nice message. Okay, let's go to the next one. I really have no idea what I was just saying. When your body isn't working, ask some questions. Body, what do you need? Water, sugar, salt. Then ask in what form. That's big information, everything that is. Is this rewarding? Will it be a contribution to my life? This is like such a different way of functioning, a totally different way of functioning, that you can actually create your own reality. It doesn't just happen on autopilot. So, when someone asks you to do something, oh, will this be rewarding? What would this create? Would this expand my reality? If there's a new friend coming into your life, will they be expansive? Will they contribute to consciousness? Well, what will my life be like in 5 years if I, receive this person or do this job or whatever it is? But if you ask questions, will it be a contribution to my life? And you get a yes, awesome. How does it get any better than that? And if it's not, well, what else can you choose? Another thing, this is not part of the iHappy app, but when I first heard from Access, I went, oh, I'm so using that. That doesn't work for me. Who would have thought you could say that? Oh, that doesn't work for me. What else is possible? It was like I felt like I had to defend, or I had to come up with a really valid reason why I couldn't do that for them, instead of saying, oh, well, that doesn't work for me. What else is possible? So, and also when you say, how does it get any better than that? Funny things happen. Like I was out with a bunch of beautiful, beautiful friends the other day at Lake Baroon, and just before we headed off, I realised I hadn't eaten all day, and it was kind of around the 4-ish mark. We were heading off to Lake Baroon, and one of the girls wanted to go somewhere, and there was this place that had muffins. So I just said, I'd love one of those muffins. They look really beautiful. And she said, wow. She said, thanks. And, well, would you like two for the price of one? And I said, wow, thank you. How does it get any better than that? And when I said that, she kind of went like a readjustment in her head. And she says, well, actually, it's pretty late in the day. Do you want them all? And so I came out with 6 muffins, and it was kind of the perfect amount for the people that we were with. So how does it get any better than that? And what else is possible, right, guys? Keep asking that question. That's another tool of Access. Ask it when you're having the crappiest day. Universe, what else is possible, and how does it get any better than this? And if things are going so deliciously well, what else is possible, and how much juicier can it get? How much easier can it get? How does it get any better than this? And the universe will show you, trust me. Be ready. And it never shows up. It never shows up how you think it's going to. So don't even bother, guys. I've given up thinking now. Well, I try really hard to give up thinking. Okay. What other questions have we got here? What if you were willing to let yourself have what you don't think you can? So, guys, what if you were willing to let yourself have what you don't think you can? So what if you were willing to let yourself have what you don't think you can? So everything and all that is, and anything that's preventing you from just receiving all of that right now with ease, joy, and glory in your beautiful being and body, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, here we go. Once you've decided that you have something right, good, perfect, and correct, are you willing to have something greater? Not so much. You usually go, I got this right, so I don't want to lose it. That's from Dr. Dane here. Now, honestly, guys, when I first came to Access, I thought I had everything right, except that I was actually after more money flows. That was the only thing. I had the perfect husband, perfect kids, everything was perfect. And in all honesty, it kind of was. I had a delicious husband, kids amazing, totally happy, and really that's the way it was. And it didn't occur to me that I could have something greater or what that could be. And I remember one of the facilitators in Access is Moira Bramley, and she is phenomenal. Actually, there's a lot that are, but Moira was the first person that introduced me to Access in the sense of I went to a money class. And we were just waiting outside during a lunch break, and she looks at me and she says, do you have a question? And I kind of perceived that, wow, this could actually be a moment that I could get some clarity on something, but I didn't actually have a question. And so I said, I don't have a question. She goes, well, just talk. And I said, well, everything's actually really awesome. It's just the money flows, hence why I'm coming to the money class. And she said to me, well, actually, I don't actually know what she said to me, because I went totally like, what? what did you just say? You know, in Access, Gary calls it doggy, when you go, you know, like you behave like a doggy. When you tell a dog something, they don't know what you're meaning. So I actually just asked her to keep saying it a different way, a different way, a different way until I got it. And what she was basically saying is, what if it was the opposite of what you think? What if you've got no problems with money? It's just everything else you've shut down. And it actually felt so light for me, because I really did have the point of view that everything was perfect in my world. So I went back home and I said to my husband, hey, honey, let's just do this. You know, we've got an awesome marriage, but what else is possible? And the kids are like, you know, incredible. How much more incredible can they get? What else is possible for them? And this is a great house, but what else is possible? And in a very short space of time, everything changed. Everything. And it's gotten so much greater and so much more joy for both of us. We're actually divorced now. I'm choosing that. It's just so beautiful. And the kids are amazing. And I'm living in a prize-winning home that I bought a ticket for years ago. How does it get any better than that? Just from renting. It just happened to come up. So, and then of course, you know, I did even more Access courses, and just the change in my world is amazing. So don't do any. Okay, so, but what he's trying to get at here, Dr. Dain here, is that when you make something perfect, it has no room to get any better. And I'm not saying that if you have a delicious marriage, that when you say what else is possible, how much better can it get, that you're going to get divorced. I'm not saying that. You could end up having even more delicious marriage. You know, it's just that if you lock it in as that's it, this is great, this is perfect, then it can't change. It's even harder to change than the things that you've deemed imperfect. So let's say you're a smoker and you really want to give up. You know, changing points of views around that, there's a bit more ease with changing because you've deemed it not so great. But the stuff that you think is great in your life that actually could be greater and totally different to what it is, you kind of shut that down. So everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. You're welcome. There's just been a few people. Oh, great. They're saying a similar thing, like they've just realised all the areas what they thought was perfect and great. So that's awesome. Acknowledge it. You know, be grateful for it. And what else is possible? And how does it get any better than that? Okay, what if getting unstuck was as simple as choosing something different? What if every limitation in your life had a revenue stream attached? Would your yes buts disappear? So everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. That's not reading on me in any way. Every time you create a judgment, nothing that doesn't match your judgment can come into your awareness. What if everything could be an interesting point of view? So every time you create a judgment, nothing that doesn't match that judgment can come into your point of view. You know, I had a lady ring me, and she was just devastated, and it was basically Mother's Day, and she saw on Facebook her daughter saying Happy Father's Day, and there was no reference to Mother's Day, and it actually destroyed her. She just felt like she was gutted. And I just got her to run interesting point of view, that you have that point of view. So what that is with Access is she had the point of view that her daughter didn't love her, that her daughter was embarrassing her, that she wasn't a good mother. Like there were so many points of views based on that one act that the daughter chose to put on Happy Father's Day during Mother's Day. And so Access, the tool is just to say, you know, till it lightens up 10 or 20 times, interesting point of view that I have that point of view, interesting point of view that I have that point of view, interesting point of view that I have that point of view. And then I also got her to turn it around, which was interesting point of view, she has that point of view. Interesting point of view that she has that point of view, interesting point of view that she has that point of view. Excuse me. So she did that for 10 or 20 times, and she just said, oh my gosh, you know, I just feel so much lighter. Where's all that stuff gone? And that's the beauty about these amazing tools of Access, that something that you can be so like upset over can just disappear, because she started to realize, oh, it's just a point of view. It's not actually true or real unless I make it true or real. And in that moment, just like we talked about this last thing from the iHappy app, she had stopped all the other things coming into her reality based on the points of view she had around her daughter. And as soon as she cleared those points of views and just made them interesting, all of a sudden she thought, oh, she did come up with more conclusions and points of views, which we tend to do, which was like, oh, maybe she's just really feeling for her dad on this day. And that's why, you know, and I said, maybe, but what else is possible? And that's an interesting point of view that you have that point of view. You know, what if we didn't have to see something and galump something to it? You know, I mean, I remember there was this lady that she came to me and she said, oh, my husband, her opening line was, my husband lies to me all the time. And I said to her, wow, that's an achievement. You know, like, and she just looked at me quite a bit mortified and pissed and said to me, what do you mean? And I said, well, just for every single thing to come out of your husband's mouth to be a lie, that's just, wow, that must be like a great deal of work for him to make sure that that's happening. And she said to me, well, no, it's not everything. And I said, oh, I said, well, do a percentage. Like, is he 50% lying to you all the time? Like, what's the deal? And she said, no, it's actually just this one thing. And I said, okay, so he doesn't lie to you a lot of the time. It's just this one thing. She goes, yeah. And I said, okay. And all of a sudden she just relaxed and she said, oh my God, he's like this really awesome guy. And I was just really pissed that he did this one thing and didn't tell me. And I went, yeah. And I said, I asked a question. I said, do you think he was just being honoring of you that he didn't tell you that? And she just was like, yeah, that feels really light for me. So, you know, this is what guys really get, you know, when shit happens in your life, instead of going, oh, this happened and going to blame or going to all this stuff, all this limitation, all this conclusion, what if you could ask a question? What awareness do I have here? What choices can I make here? What's actually going on here? You know, what am I truly perceiving here? You know, ask the questions rather than coming into conclusion and then just locking in no other thing to show up. Everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. How are we going for time? Ooh, we've only got 6 minutes. Okay, let's do the energy ball. Okay, so Access Consciousness has this exercise called the energy ball, and it's really just about creating the energy of the life that you're choosing. And if you use this energy ball and what you kind of perceive and feel after creating it, what you sense after it, and follow that, you'll start to actually attract and kind of signpost yourself to a life that you're choosing. And ever since I've been doing this, which has only been 9 weeks, guys, so every 9 weeks I've been doing this energy ball, and oh my gosh, you know, the things that are showing up in my world, the beautiful people, the beautiful situations. Like, I've been asked to sing at an event that seriously, it's not possible that I could have this gig. Of course it is, I'm podpocking that, but it just showed up. It was like, hi, here you are, you know. And of course when it came, I was like, oh my goodness, what else is possible, and how much easier can it get, and how much more delicious things can show up, you know. And the gratitude for the beautiful people that are coming into my life, that have my back, that expand my world, that just arrive out of the blue. And I know it's true for me. I know it, that a great deal of that is because of the tools, because of this energy ball. So let's get to it. So just close your eyes while I have a slurp of my tea. Okay. Excuse me. So get the energy of what you would like to create as your life, like an energy ball in front of you. Get the elements of what you want. For example, I want to be successful, lots of money, play music, travel. Please be clear on what you ask for. For example, how often do you wish to travel? So get all those elements that you want and put them all into an energy ball out in front of you. And now pull energy into it from all over the universe. So ask the universe to contribute. Pull energy from all over the universe. Keep pulling it. More, more, more. And now let trickles go out to all the people who are looking for you, whether you know them or not. So let those trickles go out to all the people, companies, institutions, organizations, events. Just let that trickle go out so they know that you're looking for them and they're looking for you. Now guys, just perceive, receive, and just sense in your body what's going on when you tune into this energy of the life that you're choosing. And remember it, guys. Remember this energy. Remember the sense that you're feeling now in your body. Remember what you're perceiving right now. Because guys, you know, for the next week till I see you again and beyond, what if you actually use that as a signpost? Use that energy. So if someone unknown comes into your world, does it match that energy? And if it does, awesome. If somebody asks you out or, you know, asks you to do a project with them or create something with them, you know, they could be the most beautiful people and they could still be a contribution to your life. It's just that in that moment, in that 10 seconds, just ask, if I do this or if I choose this, you know, what will it create? And if it matches the energy, guys, awesome. You know, go for it. That's fantastic. But if it doesn't, you know, you've got other choices available. So everything that is where you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what if, guys, you could actually create your life? You could actually create who's in it, who's not. Receiving everything, just choice. So anything that doesn't allow you to be the walking phenomenons that you truly be, the kindness and caring, the magic, anything that's not allowing you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, well, you destroy and uncreate it all, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, well, we have come at 7:29. We've come to the end of the half hour. Thank you, those that have joined me live. And if you're not joining me live and you're watching a replay, thank you. Thank you for watching the replay. And if you watch live and you're watching the replay, thank you doubly. How did I get so lucky, right? And what else is possible? And how much better and brighter and bigger and juicier and wetter and deliciousness and everything. How much more can we receive, guys, if we just asked? So anything that is and everything that is, that's not allowing us to receive all that we choose for the life that we're wishing for ourselves. We destroy and uncreate all of that, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, well, I will see you next Monday at 7 a.m. or maybe not, whatever you choose, but I'll be here. So take care and I will see you next week. Bye.